Damn, I love wine. I mean, wine is so delicious. Mucho gusto vino. Man, this mommy juice is so good. Little grape nectar never hurt nobody. Oh, hey. What's going on, kings and queens? Welcome back to another episode with Royal Vines. Your boy Ray Shows here, the certified sommelier, here with Royal Vines, bringing the tasting to you. Now, if this is your first time here on the channel, make sure you consider subscribing. Do yourself that favor and hit that subscribe button. But today we're going to be talking about vino and how it's made, what it is. Now, we've seen the Wine Basics 101 video, and if you haven't seen the Wine Basics 101 video, I'll have a YouTube card up above as well as in the description below. Go ahead and click that link and check that out. Today we're going to focus on what it is and how it's made. Coming up now. Let's walk through how wine is made. It's really easy, right? So you have these grapes that they're growing on vines, and you have a vineyard, and it's beautiful. And mind you, harvest only comes once a year. So these grapes are just right. So that's when we harvest. So you have these grapes and then you harvest them. And harvest is really just going through the vines and picking them. And there's lots of different methods out there on how to pick wine or how to pick grape wines. So you have tractors, you have people, you have all types of different things that you can do in order to pick the wines. Once the wines are picked, they then need to go into the winery. So there's a lot of different ways to extract the juice out of the wine. My particular favorite, the Bladder Method. There's a little bag inside this beautiful container and the grapes surround it, and the bladder is then filled with water and expands and expands and expands, thus starting to crush the grapes and extract the juices in a gentle form. All right, so you have the harvest, you crush, now you got juice. Then the fermentation process starts. Now you have wine. Question of the day. Have you ever been to a vineyard? Please leave the comments down below. I'd love to know where you guys have been. If you've been to Napa, to Champagne. I've been to Champagne and it was absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to go back. Now that the wine is made, and mind you, this can be in any type of vessel. It could be in concrete. It could be in stainless steel. It could be in a concrete egg. That's popular. Or it can just be in a wood barrel, a big, large barrel or a small barrel. Really just depends on the winemaker's decision and what they would like to see with their wine. But either way, eventually it's going to move to a different vessel, and that's what we call racking, right? Like racks on racks on racks on racks. But no, seriously. So that's what we call racking. The next step in the process is to clarify, filter, or fine the wine. There's a ton of things that you can do to clarify wine. Because when you first make wine, it's a cloudy, hot ass mess. So some people will go ahead and use clay. And there's a certain type of clay out there that attracts proteins and enzymes that are in the wine that are causing that cloudiness. Or egg whites is another one. Gelatin is also another agent that you can introduce to the wine, or activated carbon from something like charcoal. They also use something like that with spirits as well, especially vodka. Then you got to place a filter. You're going to have two types of filters. You have a passive, if you will, filter, which is pretty much where the wine is going to kind of run over a soft membrane, and it's going to pick out some of those particles that you don't want in your wine, some of the sediment that might be in there. You're also going to have a little bit more of an aggressive style, which is going to take the wine and pressure it through really thick pads. So those are the two different ways that you're going to filter your wine. It then needs to go into a vessel for aging. Now, some wines will go straight into the bottle, and that's perfectly fine. Some will go into another stainless steel tank to then be stored, or some will go into a barrel. Now, the aging part is phenomenal in itself as well. The aging part can also add more characteristics and more complexity to the wine. Up next is going to be the bottling process. First, there's some type of nitrogen or some type of agent that they're going to shoot into the bottle to make sure that it's sterilized and make sure that there's nothing in that bottle that doesn't need to be. These machines are freaking awesome. They go ahead and shoot the wine in. There's some that will go ahead and put the cork in for you as well, and label it and box it and pack it up for you very neatly. So to recap everything, the grapes are harvested, crushed for juice, fermentation has to take place. That's the important part. You get the fining, the filtering, the clarification, and the racking. then the bottling and aging. That's how wine is made. And until next time, kings and queens, make sure you see, swirl, smell, sip, and savor the experience. Cheers. Then you gotta place a filter on that bitch. Wow, I said bitch. Unlike my wife who has no filter, she's gonna kick my ass when she sees this video. But anyways, roll with it.